All right, here we go. Question number 12 from our 0314 homework number 7 in MyLab Math. And the instructions say, given the following function, find the vertex, determine whether there is a maximum or minimum value, and find the value. Find the range and the intervals on which the function is increasing and the intervals on which the function is decreasing. So to start with, it asks first for the vertex. So since this quadratic function is in standard form, I can see A is 3 and B is negative 24 and C is 50, but I'm not going to label that because I don't really need it. In order to find the vertex, I need the vertex formula. And the vertex formula is negative b over 2a f of negative b over 2a. That is the formula for finding the vertex if your function is in standard form. And now we're going to do a little plug and play. Here we go. Minus b, which is negative 24, all over 2 times a, which is 3. And then f of, and I want you to notice that this fraction is identical to this fraction. So whatever I get here, I'm going to plug in over here. So that's why I left the parentheses empty. I'm going to wait till I calculate this value and then plug it in over here, okay? Now then, 2 negatives make a positive. 2 times 3 is 6. And 24 divided by 6 is 4. And so now that I know the x coordinate of the vertex, I'm going to plug that into the function and get the y coordinate of the vertex. All right, so plugging that in is going to give me 3 times 4 squared minus 24 times 4 plus 50. And all of that can be calculated with the calculator. So now pulling up the calculator, we're going to have 3 times 4 squared minus 24 times 4 plus 50. And the y coordinate of the vertex is 2. All right, so our vertex is 4, 2. And again, I'm going to use the calculator, the Casio ClassWiz, to show you that it will actually give you the vertex. So going to menu, down to the equation/function option, we have a polynomial of degree 2, and the coefficients, A is 3, B is negative 24, and C is 50. Okay, so if I hit equals, and then equals again, it's going to give me the x-intercepts, which I can see there are none. Since the solutions are complex, we won't have any x-intercepts. And then if I hit equals one more time, it's going to tell me the x-coordinate of the vertex is 4, which I already have, and the y-coordinate of the vertex is 2. And so the Casio ClassWiz does verify the vertex, 4, 2, and it also tells me the vertex is a minimum, which I'm going to make a note of that, okay? So let's input that into MyLab Math and see if we're right. As an ordered pair, 4, 2. Good. Determine whether the parabola has a maximum or a minimum. Well, the calculator just said it's a minimum, but what if I didn't have the ClassWiz? How would I know that? Well, it comes from knowing that A is 3, and anytime your value of A is greater than 0, that indicates that your parabola opens up. Okay, so you're going to have a parabola that opens up, and the vertex will be the lowest point on the graph. And so that's another way that we know the vertex is a minimum. And it also wants the minimum value. That is the y coordinate of the vertex. The minimum value is the y coordinate of the vertex. Now, what is the range of f of x? So if you look at my little graph that I sketched over here, we know that the vertex is going to be at 4, 2. So that means that the lowest point on the graph is going to be at y is 2. And we see that the parabola opens up, which means the y values are going to start at 2 and go up forever. So the range are the values that y can be, and y can be anything from 2 to infinity. Because the parabola opens up, it goes from 2 to infinity. Now the 2 is included, so we actually need a bracket, and that comes from the keyboard. The bracket on the keyboard, going from 2 to infinity, and an infinity always gets a parenthesis. So we're going to go from 2 to infinity for the range. Now it says the function is increasing on. Increasing. So again, if we come over here and look at our little graph, we can see that the function is increasing from the vertex to infinity. Okay, so from wherever the vertex is here, which the vertex starts at 4, and going all the way to infinity, this function will be increasing. Do you see that? From the vertex, which starts at 4, all the way to infinity. Now, when you're doing intervals of increasing, decreasing, and constant, you never use brackets. So it's going to be parenthesis 4 to infinity is the increasing, and the decreasing is going to be on the other side. Okay, so over here we are decreasing, and that's going to be from negative infinity up to 4. Okay, so notice when you're doing your increasing and decreasing, you're always moving from left to right. Okay, so that means we're going along the x-axis. So we use x values for increasing, decreasing, and constant. So the decreasing, here this graph is coming down from minus infinity until it hits the vertex, which is at 4, and then it starts to increase. All right, so decreasing, we're going to have parenthesis, parenthesis, negative infinity up to 4. And remember, we never use brackets for increasing, decreasing, and constant. And that's it. All right, so I hope all of that was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put those in the comment section below, or you can text me. And thanks for watching.